What's happening, my people? So I was plotting on doing this, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna do it or not because I did a poll on my page, and I was like, what do y'all like from me? Do you like shoe reviews, music reviews, and TV shows, anything like that, movies? And the movies got 0% on my page. So that kind of hurt. I was like, cause I like to do my little TV shows and movies, but it seemed like my viewership does not like that from my channel. So I wasn't going to do this, but then I went back. I put another comment, another thing, a little poll thing, and a few people was like, "Well, just do what you want to do. Do what you want to do." I was like, "True, true. It is my channel and everything." But anyway, so I want to talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I went and watched this Saturday with my cousin. Dog, if you know me, I'm a big Spider-Man fan and stuff. Like, I have a Spider-Man hanging on the wall and stuff, and like I got a bunch of comic books and I draw. And I've been a Spider-Man fan since forever. That is my favorite superhero in the world. And so Miles Morales, he's a version of Spider-Man. Give you a quick origin. There was an Ultimate Universe that they had in the comic books. So they had the regular comic books that we have, and they had the Ultimate Universe. And so the Ultimate Universe, it was a spin on the comic books that we like, but they wanted to do like their version of it and stuff. And so in their universe, that's where Miles Morales was born, was birthed and everything. And they made him and they killed Peter Parker off, and he took his place, and they had a bunch of other people, but they killed that universe off because it wasn't popular. But they brought Miles Morales into our universe, like, so he's still in the comic books or anything. But anyway, so this is based off of that. And so do they do the comic book justice? Yeah, they do. And I love the direction of this with the whole animated aspect of like a Marvel movie. I think that is beautiful. That is great because I love the MCU universe and stuff. I love Captain America and Avengers and Iron Man and all that. That's good. But I always thought, like, I always loved the drawings and the art and stuff about comic books. That's what got me into it. And I would love for it to be art sometimes on the big screen. And for them to do this for Spider-Man and then Miles Morales of any of the heroes, the black superhero, Black Spider-Man, and him getting the first like big animated Marvel movie. I think this is the first one. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. But this is beautiful. But the story on here, the story, the animation, the action, everything is done stupendously. This is up there with the Lion Kings and the Jungle Books and the classic cartoons of our time. This is amazing. And it's a coming of age story because he becomes Spider-Man and he's trying to become Spider-Man and stuff. But in his real life, it's parallel to his real life because he's a mixed person. His daddy is black, his mother is Latino, and he's kind of gifted. So he's like in a private prep school. They his daddy put him in there and stuff, and he scored high enough to be in there. So he's in a prep school and he's trying to blend in, but he's not liking it over there. He doesn't realize his own self-worth. And that is a parallel to him being Spider-Man. Because when he finally becomes Spider-Man, like, he doesn't know how to be it. And Peter Parker is on there as Spider-Man. And, like, he's been Spider-Man for a while. And he's saved the city multiple times and did all this. And it's parallel to the comic book. I don't want to spoil it too much. Spoiler alert, man. So that Peter Parker, he dies. Not exactly like he dies in the comic book, but he dies. And it's more grown up than I would have thought, because they show him die and it's pretty gruesome. And they show they show other deaths in here, but in Disney animated cartoons and stuff, they have shown deaths like Bambi's mother died and the Lion King, they died. They have deaths in the Disney movies and stuff. But the Spider-Man, he died and stuff, so he had to he didn't like necessarily like take his place right off top or whatever, but he was around the vicinity of the area that happened. And so Spider-Man was saving him, and then he got caught up in some stuff and he died. And on his deathbed, he made Miles promise to do this for me and save the day, whatever. Because the Spider-Verse is a multiverse. It's like they are. If you read the Marvel comic books, there are universes everywhere, like the Ultimate Universe and Earth 616 and Earth 316 and Earth 67 and Earth 1859, and they have all these different universes, and different universes all have like a Spider-Man, a Batman, and well, not Batman, but Captain America's, and etc., etc., etc. So it's just a parallels in different dimensions and stuff. So the Kingpin, his wife and him died. So he's trying to find a parallel universe. He's trying to find a way to bring his people back. He wants his wife and them back. And that is the reason for the Spider-Verse and stuff. And why there is another Spider-Man, like on the commercials and stuff, you see the different Spider-Mans and stuff, is because of the multiverse thing. So the different Spider-Men get sucked into our universe, but they can't really stay here because they're atoms and stuff. They're not made for this universe because they're supposed to be somewhere else. And it's a thing of reality and stuff gonna fold upon itself. It's going to be the death of us all if they tinker with time and space and all that. But Kingpin is messing with it. So they have everybody together, and they all trying to fight for a common purpose. In Peter Parker, him and Miles, they cross paths, and he's trying to teach him the ropes. But everybody has been through trauma. Miles has been through his trauma. Like the older Peter Parker, he's old. He has been through a lot. He's not like the Spider-Man that we know. Like he's like got divorced and just his life is in shambles. They have the Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, aka Spider-Woman and stuff, and she has lost people. Everybody has gone through their own torment for them to become Spider-Man. But Miles Morales, he's going through it at this time. Like he hasn't had enough time to become Spider-Man and go through his stuff and fighting and save everybody different times and stuff. Like he's going through it at this current time. But it is his universe, so it's his responsibility to save it, and he's the one that made the promise. So he's trying to live up to that. But nobody has faith in him. They try to have faith in him, but his Spider-Man stuff is going slow because he doesn't have too much faith in himself. So man, it is a big hill that he has to climb to become who he's destined to become. And so that's what this movie is about. Him becoming who he is destined to become. They have a Stan Lee cameo in here. It is beautiful. It is beautiful how, and that was Stan Lee's favorite character that he created and stuff. And so for them to have him in there and he was able to give his input and stuff, and they send him off in this way, it was beautiful. Like, I don't want to just spoil the movie for y'all, but it was stupendously done. And when he becomes Spider-Man, when he becomes like who he's supposed to be, and he cold. Miles Morales is cold, dog. Stay for the credits. There are 2 after credits scenes. The first after credit is just something small. The second one is way at the end. And it is very entertaining. It is entertaining as hell. I'm assuming there will be another one, and it will deal with the multiverses because of what we seen at the last cutscene. I don't want to give that away, but this is one of the classic of our time. It is phenomenal. I know I'm always a prisoner of the moment in certain things. Like Luke Cage, oh, that's 10 out of 10, and this 10 out of 10. Oh, this album right here, this is stupendous, 10 out of 10. This deserves it, 10 out of 10. Whether you're an adult, you love this from coming up, you have children or whatever, anybody will enjoy this. If you have been a fan of the comic books and stuff, and if you were like me, like, cause I'm a fan of the comic books and I love Spider-Man, that's why I hate the movies. Like the past few movies and stuff, I have hated them because they have not did my favorite character justice. I was in the movies for different segments and stuff, man. I'm gonna sound like a bitch. Like they had different parts, man. Like Spider-Man died and stuff, like the beginning. Like I was teared up. Just the Stan Lee part, I was teared up. Like different parts, I was emotional because I was like, this is what I always wanted. This is the Spider-Man that I've always wanted, and it's here. Like I was so emotional in there, dog. I was like a little kid. I was like, man, I was like, I can't believe this. Like I'm watching this and they did it. Yo, this is 10 out of 10, dog. 10 out of 10. Go watch this and tell me, come back and comment and let me know if this is not a classic. If this not a classic, man, look, maybe I'm blind or something. This a classic, dog. This, go watch it. Go watch this movie. Go check this out, man. And let me know if you are satisfied or I'm wrong. If I'm correct, like y'all thank me. But go watch this movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's all I gotta say about that, man. I hope you go. I hope you enjoy it. And let me know what you thought. If you watched it, let me know what you think. This was classic. Holla at your boy. Like, comment, subscribe. Gonna be the greatest of the most hated. Much love.